fixing to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of tower, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The goods from the wood.
Hot damn!
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
Pat Riley.
This is a good night, man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
And today we are joined in the studio by the fastest rising star of the Cafe on Urban, and my good friend,
Chris Estrada?
Well, my name is Matthew Curti, and I don't know if I should be offended or honored, but I'll take both.
Road warrior Matthew. Let me tell you something about Matthew Curti. When you look up at the sky at night, you think of the Night Rider, and this man is the nowadays Night Rider,
Yeah.
you understand? Fuel-injected suicide machine.
Knight Rider was my dad. You can call me Matthew.
So Matthew Ryder.
First of all, one of the most visually intriguing people that I know. Always rocking it with the dark clothing. Just looks like
Looking like he stepped out of a Mad Max movie.
fuck yeah, just looking like a badass.
You can say
All the
everything
time.
you want, but it's the legs. You know,
Huh?
it's the legs.
Yeah, so contact paper is like what your pants are made out of. Just pasted on
Considering
pants.
how skinny he is, that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah.
And he always has interesting boots, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome Han
I
Solo
always thought
boots.
that I had the tightest jeans.
Oh, hell no.
In
No.
open
Tightest
mic
jeans in
world.
comedy right here.
Yeah.
And Han Solo boots to match.
I find that I've developed a lot of nicknames in the whole open mic scene that has nothing to do with my bits, but it has to do with my pants, my boots, and thanks to Kyle Clark, I am the vampire of the LA open mic scene.
The Lestats.
Yeah.
It's always a good time to have someone say, "Oh, great, you came down from your castle to hang out with us."
Anyway,
So speaking of castles,
one of the most-
I wanted to bring this up.
Cucumber Castle?
I've thought of a new genre of rock music
Oh, what's that?
called castle rock,
Okay.
where it's basically bands that feature guys that had bought castles in Britain once
So,
they became
Phil
successful.
Collins?
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple,
Phil Collins.
Rainbow, White Snake, Phil Collins. He's like kind of soft castle rock.
Didn't George Harrison buy a castle?
He's Palace Rock.
He's Palace Rock, yeah. Because, Phil Collins and Sting are Palace Rock.
Yeah.
But Castle Rock.
I think George Harrison bought one.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that castle cockiness to it, that castle swagger.
So
Like,
there's a castle sound besides
Yeah.
just the real estate.
yeah.
The kind of confidence that comes from standing upon a rook to drink your morning coffee.
Indeed.
Yeah, but we have Phil Collins in this, along with like Deep Purple.
Well, I just
So
know
there
that
is a-
Phil Collins lives in a castle
I
in
thought he lives in
Switzerland.
the Alamo or something.
No, he is. He sold his home in Beverly Hills and now lives in a castle in Switzerland.
Yeah, that's a palace, and that's in Switzerland. You know,
Yeah, it's
these
not
are
like a
like
military-
straight up. Yeah, these
Yeah.
are like houses with ramparts,
something
and
that
things like that.
the threat of siege existed at one
Indeed,
point.
indeed. And when you're in Deep Purple, people are attacking you from
Yeah.
all ends.
Yeah. Got to
I wonder
protect
if we
your
got any
king.
Swiss mercenaries to come with this castle.
That would be Phil Collins.
He's Swiss too?
No, he just has the castle in Switzerland.
What, do both of them have castles, him and Deep Purple?
No, deep. Yeah,
They have feudal warfare with each
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think when he dies, he's going to haunt that castle, and like late nights you can hear like studio echoing through the halls?
One more night. One more night.
Take a look at me now.
Maybe
That's
it'll
the
be
world I wanna
haunted by
live
the
in.
ghost of that guy you didn't save from drowning.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the world I want to live in. Is where
Yeah.
all these rock stars
You're
die and
walking
they haunt
down-
those castles.
You're walking down a dark corridor, and you just hear.
I remember. If I was going to be haunted by Phil Collins, though, I definitely want to hear that one where it's like, oh, it's the same. It's just the same. That's all. I like
That's a
that
great one. I'm a big fan of "Don't Lose My Number." It's like
Billy, don't you lose my number.
But that opening, there's like this opening shot. It's like bam, 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 dun, dun,
Yeah.
cha, 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 and it's got the fake drums. It just sounds like you're trafficking cocaine on a cigarette boat in Miami Harbor.
I just want to end with this. Do you notice that all Phil Collins music videos from the 1980s are essentially the theme is the making of the Phil Collins music video?
Right, yeah.
Like Easy Lover. It's just like him and Phil Bailey making the video and
Yeah.
coming up in that like helicopter. Susudio. It's kind of the making of the video because they're performing at this like place.
They're in a
And,
Which one had the Ultimate Warrior in it?
Two Hearts. That's also the making of the video. Yeah. He's really kind of Brechtian in a way. You know, it's very much epic theater, postmodern. You know,
Yeah. Well, then you get Genesis, and that's all just like
not.
amazing.
Yeah.
Land of Confusion, puppets.
So I'm getting Mike into mechanics too.
Yep. I can't dance. One of the best, they're in the desert, and then it cuts to them in the studio, and they're doing the little dance.
Don't they get the ZZ Top car at the end of that one?
I think so. Yeah. I just Phil Collins going. I can't dance.
I can't talk. Only thing about me is the way I walk. I can't dance. I can't sing. I'm just standing here selling everything.
I was in bands when I was like 14 and 16 and stuff like that, but they never went anywhere.
What
They
do
were
you
just,
play?
I was always the front man.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah.
Just shitty little,
Why
punk
did I
rock
ask?
bands and stuff.
Yeah.
The first one was called Western Waste, which
Okay.
I got the idea from the recycling company in California.
Okay. That's great.
And the second one was called Cazador, which
Okay.
is basically, I think, hunter in Spanish. But I named it after a villain in a video game that would always kill me.
Which video game was it?
Fallout, the New
Oh,
Vegas.
that's newer stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't have a band called the Otafu Army or something.
I was going to have one called something along those lines. But those never really went anywhere. And when I turned 18, I wanted to just kind of fart around and go traveling. And the first big trip I did was I went to Austin, Texas for a little while. And I lived in a broken down van by a river.
Okay.
in the woods for like a few weeks in like 15 miles south of Austin.
Yeah.
And I would always take like taxis in and out of the city. But this one day I didn't have money for a taxi, but I had to get into Austin. And it was like June, so it's like 100 and something degrees, and the humidity is just off the charts.
Yeah.
And I had to just walk. So I had the gallon plastic of water, and I stopped by. This is a little like side tangent of the story, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Is I went to a little burger shop, and I started talking to the guy that owned the place, and his hand looked really weird. And in passing conversation, he talked about how he chopped his hand off, but it's okay, they reattached it. And I left, and it was about like a mile down the road. It was like, oh, damn it, I didn't ask him how he lost his hand.
Yeah.
It was one of those sad moments that I'll never know.
Handling the food with
Yeah,
his
he was
dead
cooking with
hand like
with that hand. I was looking into the kitchen as he was holding the spatula with it.
Oh,
You
so you
shouldn't give him the plug.
I was going to say.
It was stuck in a GI Joe sort of like put the gun in the hand position.
If it was
Kung Fu
actually
grip.
Yeah.
So
If
he
it was-
had Kung Fu grip.
Yeah.
If it was actually a dead hand, you could save money on spatulas. You could just
Yeah.
do it himself.
Oh, exactly. But I think he could still feel
That's
a little
good
bit.
point.
It is.
And I think that would fit under Texas health code. I imagine they're very liberal.
He could do
when it
the
comes to
stranger all the time and it'd work. 'Cause he wouldn't feel a dang thing. Can we say that?
Yeah, why not?
I'm pretty sure
Long
he
as
does
it's
it back
not a
there all the
brand
time.
name.
There was not a lot of people in that place. It was just me.
Well, how many people were living in the van, by the way, if I can backtrack for a moment?
Me and another guy named Matthew.
So you had two Matthews in one van.
Yeah.
Now, were there like a group of vans? Was this like a...
No, just one.
Oh,
Were
just
there
one van.
buzzards just sitting around this thing waiting?
I couldn't see them through the trees, but the flies were. It was an uncountable number of flies that were always around.
And I'm assuming you found this place on Craigslist.
No, I met the guy when he was traveling through California, and then he said,
got a dead van.
He said, I'm gonna go to Austin. I got a dead van in the woods, and I was like, I'll be there in a couple weeks.
Where do you go into the bathroom?
The woods.
Oh,
It's nice and easy. We woke up a couple times from like
I
gunfire
mean, you
in
have
the woods.
to take the
Just-
shovel out and stuff, but
Then you just walk far enough. You're not gonna go back over there again.
You grabbed the toilet paper, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm a well traveled man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was walking. It was just unimaginably hot. As people like that have been there in the summer or lived there, they know how it gets. And it was
And you're
just like,
used to this nice California no humidity stuff.
yeah. But I've lived in California my whole life, and I still can't handle heat. So I was walking, and it was just getting really hot. I was drinking the water, and eventually it got to the point where I was like a few miles in, and my stomach started like really grumbling, like really badly.
Yeah.
And it was one of those times, I don't know if you've gotten this, but like it can be so hot you just get like diarrhea from it. And I just ran. All I could do was like ran off the highway, and I ran to the bushes, and I tripped on thorn bushes
Ooh.
and landed on top of the thorn bushes and looked up in time to see my water spilling and rolling away.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
was like, I can't worry about this right now. So I took care of my business, and like halfway through taking care of my business, I heard a noise. A noise that like I kind of knew the sound of, but couldn't believe that it was actually happening. But I was doing my business on a beehive.
This is like Donald Duck shit.
And I started getting stung, so I'm running through the bushes, like tripping over thorn bushes, trying to pull up my pants and getting stung by bees.
Now, was this you, or was this
Shitty
Daniel
bees.
Stern in the movie Bushwhacked?
It's what that movie's based on. Okay. So like I finally made it out of there, and I cleaned myself as best I could, and I had no more water, I had no anything. I still had like 10 miles to go. So I'm just
What
going.
was in Austin that you had to walk?
Money. I was going to make money that day.
Oh, okay.
So I can take a taxi back and not have to do this again. And so I kept walking, and it was just getting I was starting to get delirious. Like there was a few times where I would just have to sit under a tree for a little while because I couldn't figure out if I was walking straight or if I was not even walking at all. And this guy eventually pulled over, and he said, "Oh my God, like, sir, do you need a ride?" I was like, "Yes, I really do." He said, "Where are you heading?" I said, "I'm heading into Austin." He's like, "Oh, I'm going the other way. I'm sorry." And he just left. It's like, "Oh, well, thanks. That you could have done me a favor by just not stopping at all." I kept walking and walking and walking, and then it started throwing up and all these bad things happening. And when I finally did make it into Austin, I was like, "This day can't get any worse. Like I'm here. It has to get better from now."
You made it.
And I can't make this up. Because it's just one of those moments in life. It's just unbelievable. But as soon as I was done saying that to myself, a baby bird fell out of a tree from above me and just went on the floor and died. And it's like, oh, today's going to get a lot worse. And it did.
Birds are omens. That's
Oh, yeah.
That
Okay,
happens
so let's
keep Julius Caesar.
Let's keep track for a second. Okay, so it was a 15-mile walk, 100-degree
just one
fever,
day.
heat. You had diarrhea. You couldn't clean yourself up. You
No
had
water.
Thorn
no
bush,
water.
beehive.
Thorn bush. Bee stings on your butt. You get the person that doesn't pick you up.
Disappointment.
Now we're at dead bird. So we have 9.
Let's not forget the heat stroke.
Yeah, well, I mentioned that,
borderline heat stroke.
Yeah.
Because it had just rained like that morning. So the community was just like insane.
Yeah. All steam. I fucking hate that.
And how it got worse is the way I was going to make my money that day. Had to bail, and so I just sat in a park in Austin for like 4 or 5 hours, and then had to walk back.
What were you going to be doing that day?
I was just going to help him out with like yard work and stuff.
okay.
Because he had like
You weren't being very specific. I was like, oh, you're not.
No, I was going to
go dance for the nice men.
Oh yeah. Got to shake. I got to shake to make the money. No, but it was after that, and like I had to spend the time there.
Is this the plot of Midnight Cowboy?
It was like I want to do this like a lot because as horrible as that was, you can look back on it like that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I survived.
Yeah.
And I can tell like a nice story now.
It's a character
If
building
I
experience.
could do it all over again, I think I'd skip the shitting on a beehive part.
You'd think.
Did you get stung a bunch?
Oh yeah, it was all. It wasn't just on my butt. It was all over the place. I got a good like 12 really good stings.
Damn.
No, but it was after that. Like I eventually went back home, and I had a friend that was in a like metal bands and stuff like that. And eventually, he asked one day, he's like, "Oh, do you want to be our roadie?"
Yeah.
And I just said, "Yes, I would love to do that." But I needed a passport, and so when I ordered one, and I didn't think I was going to be able to go because it wasn't coming in on time. But the passport came the morning they were leaving, so I was able to jump on and be a roadie. And when you travel on the road as a roadie, and when you're not involved in the music, so you're not the one getting fucked up all the time. You're the one that has to make sure everything's happening,
Right.
And
You
things
got
aren't
work to
getting
do.
lost. You witness a lot of interesting things.
Which band is in? Are at you at liberty to say?
Oh yeah, it was with a thrash metal band called Bonded by Blood.
Okay.
Let's hear a little bit.
Wow.
Wow.
Blood holds them together.
Fuck yeah.
It was a singer who was my friend. So one of the funny things I like to bring up is you see like lots of guys in bands talk about how they get laid a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true.
Yeah.
But
Even if their band is called Bonded by Blood.
well, there's a lot of women like metal. But more often than not,
Yeah, you were getting into metal good night in the wrong place.
well, remember we were going to start a band called Chrome Lightning.
Let's do that band.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't need to be able to sing or anything.
No, you don't.
We'll use special effects and shit.
There you go.
I'll just do a Jim Morrison or something. Is that legal now?
What, peyote?
I see. I thought
That's what I'm saying.
like when at first when you said Jim Morrison, I thought you were gonna say just like stumble incoherently and just go oh now boom 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 boom.
I'll do that, and then I'll whip it out at the end.
Oh.
You know, and that's special
Yeah.
effects.
Is that what it's called?
It is when I do it. It's called, oh, I didn't know this was a Guar concert. I was going to be in a Motley Crue tribute band once.
What were they called?
They were called Motley Brew. I was going to be Tommy Lee. Couldn't play like a drums, you understand?
Were you gonna wear the little Speedo deal that he used to wear sometimes?
If I could fit it in there, I would have.
Were they going to put you on the drum roller coaster that goes upside
No,
down?
I would have threw it up if that was the case. And that really, I would have threw it up all over the McMars guy, and that really was a ruining effect.
How is that motherfucker still alive?
I like that guy.
I remember
Yeah.
they're behind the music from 20 years ago said that dude was about to die, and he's still playing.
We went and saw them over the summer with Geary, who was on the episode of this show, at the Hollywood Bowl, if you will. And we were very, very high, and I was almost abducted by a car full of girls. But, typical day for me, really. But you were bonded with Blood. Now, you were in Austin, and you wasn't even with a band? You were
No,
there for
I
the
just
fuck
went.
of it.
I went and I attended a festival where I saw a lot of really good punk bands from around the world.
Yeah.
Which
And
festival?
It was called Chaos and Tejas. It doesn't exist anymore.
Was this a Tex-Mex thing or something?
No, because it was where you would see a lot of American bands and bands from England and Europe, Japan, all that stuff like that. I saw a lot of really good bands that don't exist anymore, so it was really fun. I got to meet a lot of bands that I was a big fan of. But no, it was that, and I just wanted to get out of California for a while because growing up here, you want to leave, and then when you leave, you realize no, California's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back. I don't want to be anywhere else.
We found that again on Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause it doesn't rain here.
It doesn't rain, and there's no humidity.
Yeah.
And when there is, it's very little. No,
There's more to do at night.
Oh,
That
yeah.
too.
Going on the tour was really great. Whether you want to or not, stories are just going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Because you're always traveling everywhere. And it was a really interesting way to live because every morning you woke up in some random city, and then that night you went to sleep in the van, and then woke up in some other random city, like hundreds of miles away. It's like an assault on the brain of just like so much information entering you at once, and you get to meet a lot of people that you are very, very surprised are as old as they are.
Yeah.
'Cause, I don't know how you've even made it this far. You're not that bright at all.
Right.
But I guess that's why music.
We should form this band because and just go all around the road. You Rivers, you want to be in the band?
Hell yeah. Chrome
Pat, you
Lightning,
wanna
that's
be
a
in
great
it?
name.
I don't know if I have the time to, but
You can be our press guy.
Yeah.
You can be our. Who's the guy that always writes good things about Bruce Springsteen, no matter what he does?
grill 'em
All of Rolling Stone.
Yeah, Oliver Robert Stone or Robert Christague. Or one of those
Robert
guys.
Christgau, yeah.
Yeah. You can be
Christague.
him. We'll have what are we called again?
Chrome
Lightning.
Chrome Lightning.
That's
Look
a
at
great
this.
name.
We got this band. Rivers, you want to be in a band?
Yeah, I can
What are you
play-
going to play? Drums?
I can play guitar.
All right. We have it's like a Skinner, but it's like also other things.
Yeah, I'll do drums. I know how to play some drums.
I'll do whatever where I don't need any musical talent.
Yeah.
And
Just
we'll
put a washboard.
Yes, put a microphone in front of me.
You should sing through a CB.
Pat, you are a genius. That will be our.
It's all CB
Yeah,
and
fuck
talk box.
auto-tune. It's-
Wow.
Smoke on the water, fire in the skies, whatever the shit's about, break on.
It wouldn't even have to make any sense.
Yep.
You just like,
We're coming up on Jack's coming up. I'm gonna get one of them. With pork chop in it.
shit like that.
I think this is just Mojo Nixon we're describing, by the way.
Well, did he make money doing that shit?
Not really. But, oh shit, man.
Well, way to be original.
Yeah, this is really good. I like it.
But all right, so Bonded in Blood. I'm fascinated by these guys. Are they still around?
I don't know. I kind of everyone just kind of moved off into other cities and stuff like that.
Well,
and,
how long were you bonded and with blood?
It was with them. It was a tour, and
How long was the tour?
it's like 3 months.
Oh,
that was like that was my first one. And it sounds like it's not too bad, but it was a perfect intro because the first drive we had to do was from L.A. to New York, Buffalo, New York. That was just the immediate first drive.
Shit.
And it was one of those moments of like, oh, you think like driving 45 minutes to go see a movie, you're like, oh, it's a long drive, I don't want to do it, and then you're in a car for like 3 solid
miles.
days.
Who planned this tour that the first stop was Buffalo, New York?
I didn't know the tour manager at all, but that was the person
ridiculous.
Vince McMahon planned this or something?
Yeah, because it's like you could have gone and hit multiple places along like 80, or 70.
But that's where the tour started because we were going to meet up with a bunch of like Canadian metal bands that we were going to continue to go on tour with, and like it was kind of funny because it in the beginning everything was just kind of normal. It's like, okay, we're getting used to the drives, everyone's getting into the groove of things, and then we were in like somewhere in the South, and just like that was the first time I've ever seen the most belligerently drunk person in the world. Like those YouTube videos where you see like when they're trying to buy beer at the liquor store and they can't even like get up or let alone like stand up.
Oh yeah, because they take
walk.
in Special K and shit like that.
Yeah, and just it's a zombie.
Yeah.
And just seeing a venue like with like 9 of those guys all screaming like, yeah, metal, and then just falling down and say, oh, this is gonna be fun. A lot of it is kind of it was a lot of like, okay, weird thing, and then like really weird thing would happen. A good example is when we were going through Vegas, I was starting to get sick. I didn't want to get sick at all. So I was like, okay, I know what I can do. I'm just go to the store and I'm going to buy some Dayquil. And whenever my throat starts feeling kind of scratchy, I'm just going to take a little drink Dayquil.
Yeah.
What I wasn't keeping up on was drinking water in Vegas in the summer.
Oh, shit.
And so that's when I found out what quote unquote robo-tripping is on accident. Because I usually slept in the van because I didn't want to go in like the motel rooms because it was just like really crowded and everyone smelled bad. So I was like, the van smells bad enough, but I can handle it.
Yeah.
But all the like the sweaty BO in one room because everyone, we'd go to the motels after the show, so everyone's just. Bleh. And I remember I was just sitting in the van. I was just like looking out the window, like about to have a cigarette, and then it's one of those moments where like when you kind of half fall asleep and you like just jolt awake.
Yeah.
It was that, but I don't remember ever kind of falling asleep. And then just things started moving weird. So I had having like tracers and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. And I looked to my now. I know this is a combination of like the dehydration, the lack of sleep, and drinking like 2 bottles of like Dayquil.
Yeah.
But I would churn, and I saw my friend sitting next to me in the van, and I would start talking to him like, oh,
Actually, I feel real weird right now. I don't know what's going on. I need some water, but like everything's closed around us.
And then I would like look out the window and look back, and he just wasn't there. and like that kept happening to the point where I knew it was happening, and I would look and I would see him, and I would start talking to him, and like I would stop mid sentence, like,
Real quick, just tell me if you're really here.
and then he would just, no, I'm not, and then just it wouldn't be this. I was like in and out of sleeping and just like hallucinating. I woke up the next morning to the guitarist like opening the door of the van and just saying like, what the hell are you doing? Because I was just naked in the van. And I know, hot. Yeah, it was really hot. I had no recollection of just like, I don't know what to do naked. Just take all the clothes off. It just, I went to sleep clothed and woke up not clothed. Little events like that would happen all the time. And then we went to Canada. There was a good time in Edmonton. We had like the next day like off. We weren't going to do anything. So they okay, I'm gonna have some drinks tonight. But in Canada, booze is very expensive. So what I did was I drew a picture of a little guy like crying, and I wrote above it, "Oh God, I'm sober." And I just put that on a little like stand in front of the merch table, and it turns out Canadians are very, very nice, and they just kept buying me beers, and I was like 9 Guinnesses in when the show completely ended, and then the venue became just like a club, and so we were just hanging out, and I went to the bathroom to go pee, and I looked, and basically standing in the corner, just existing there, was a Korean man wearing sunglasses, a white leather cowboy hat, and a white leather jumpsuit.
This was Korean Mr. Goodnight.
And I just looked at him.
I think it was.
And then I just looked at him, and like something in my brain just said, "You need to talk to this man. You need to." And I just walked up and I said hi, and it was like a small conversation. And then I said, like, what? Like, I was curious, like, what race are you? Because he had a very thick accent. He said, I'm Korean. And then again, something in my brain said, "You need to lie to this man right now." And I told him, "Oh, that's great. Like, my best friends are Korean, blah, blah, blah." I just started like hamming it up.
Yeah.
And he just grabbed my arm and took me to the bar. And then he ordered, which was my first experience with this, 2 Jaeger bombs. And then he said, "Also, what else are you drinking?" And I said, "I guess I have a Guinness." And the stuff comes over, and we take the shots, and I start drinking the Guinness, and I notice he's like not paying or anything like that. And he orders more and more and more, and it just keeps coming. He's never like paying. And I asked him, like, are you not gonna like pay? And he said, "Oh, I own this club, and I own 9 other clubs on this street."
Oh shit.
And he's like, "So you can drink wherever you want tonight for free."
Oh wow.
Well, if you're dressed like that, you have to be a maven of some variety.
Right.
And so I just like I had that like drunk confidence, and I was like, "Well, I'm on the tour that played tonight. Do you think you can get everyone drunk for free?" Yeah. And he was drunk and was like, "Yeah." And then he walked up to the bartender and said, "Everyone that was on the tour just drinks free all night."
Yeah.
And so everyone proceeds to get shit faced on their own time, but I'm stuck with this Korean guy. And he's just taking me everywhere. And everywhere we go, he walks in and says, "This is my dance club. 4 more Jaeger bombs, please." And it's like we just kept having Jaeger bombs. And after Jaeger bombs, like, "This is my country club. More Jaeger bombs, please."
My country club.
Did you golf?
Were you golfing?
Like, he literally had like every sort of place.
Going to a country club at 4 a.m. just sounds
They
a little.
usually won't let you golf with the leather jumpsuit.
Yeah,
But he
They
literally
still have
had
dungarees.
every sort of place you could go out,
Yeah.
and Jaeger bombs just ready to go.
Yeah.
I forgot most of. I wouldn't be surprised with this is my roller rink. More Jaeger bombs, please. But
This is my white slavery ring.
more Jaeger bombs, please.
Jaeger bombs.
And so I just got the most drunk like I've ever been in my entire life, and it was one of those moments of like where like
This is my Walmart.
more Jaeger bombs, please. And okay,
This is my heating, ventilation, air conditioning company.
I'm going to travel back in time with this time machine and become an 80s comedian and have that be my slogan. It's just every joke ends with "more Jaeger bombs, please."
Well, they wouldn't know what you was talking about then because nobody drank them yet.
Well, then I invented
the
them.
only people that would drink them would be like Metallica.
Yeah.
Well,
And let's face it, it's gauche because it's a liqueur.
Yeah. No, knowing what I know about Jägermeister now, because they talked about it on their Behind the Music. Metallica was like, "Yeah, we just do so much Jaeger." And when I saw that when I was 12, I was like, "Fuck yeah, it sounds badass." Now I'm just like, we did so much licorice flavored liqueur.
Yeah, it's like, remember when Colonel Klink would drink schnapps? Yeah. Jaeger's below that.
Yeah.
Those pansies and Megadeth drank Sambuca.
I like that shit. You
Yeah,
put
it's
it in a
good.
coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe dip a little anisette cookie in it. That shit's good.
Yeah.
I can do that all night.
but what ended up happening, where it was that kind of blacking out where you have like just snippets of information.
Time travel.
Still in yeah. But it was like where you black out for a little bit and your eyes turn on for about 10 seconds for you to gather information, then they shut off again.
Yep.
And one of the first memories I have is seeing a Mountie, and every ounce of childhood in me of just like watching Ren and Stimpy and seeing Mounties, I just looked at the Mountie and just was like, "Hey!" And I was just getting ready to run at him, like to hug him or something. I don't know, but I was just like excited to see a Mountie. And another person in the band had like grabbed me and like throw me in a venue because it's like, no, that's assaulting an officer if you just run up to a cop and hug him.
And he's got a stun gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a cattle prod.
Yeah.
And so
Jimmy
the Mountie.
megaphone.
but I don't even know what I would have said if I would have like, "Oh, I love Ren and Stimpy," and he would have just tasered me.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
like, as I was still hugging him.
And I enforce the law.
You can try to run, but you can never hide. This is where we need to play that.
I'm the Mountie.
Always gets his
I
mind.
always liked it when he had the tag team and the Mounties complained about. They were like, "You can't use the term Mountie."
Yes,
So
we're not the Mounties.
We're not the Mounties.
And then it became, we're the Quebecers. Was he wearing the full thing?
No,
with
yeah,
the
the
bright
red, and everything, everything. Just picture a Mountie, that was him.
Yeah.
We'll be calling
was
you.
he towered above everyone else. Like everyone was like a normal height, and he was like 6'4", and he's just like this beautiful example of a Mountie.
Yeah.
And so there was that, and I got yelled at by someone in the band, like, "What the fuck are you doing? That you're like, that's assaulting an officer."
It's like
That's
so on and so
insulting
forth.
the dignity of Canada.
Oh, yeah.
That's the image that they are trying to project.
I apologize to Canada
Beat
for that.
your ass.
I ended up in a bus. I don't know what bus it was. I just remember like being alive for 10 seconds. Like I'm in the back of a bus, and then I'm back at the venue again. Like when I come back the next time, and then the next morning had to get filled in to everything that happened the night before. The last time most people saw me, I was in this Korean guy's dance club, shirtless, dancing in the middle of the dance floor, with a circle of people around me grimacing. And they're like, that's like one of the last times we saw you. And the Korean guy was dancing with you. And then the other time...
That sounds magical.
And then we couldn't find you for a while. But we did find you sleeping in a gutter next to the van. And then when we tried to put you in the van, you argued with us because you were saying, why are you wearing the shoes in the van? You're going to track dirt in the van. Take your shoes. And I was in a gutter convinced I was sleeping in the van. And so I guess my brain had saw the van. I was like, we're close enough. We've done it. Just go to sleep right here. And
put you up in a hotel room after all that shit. You think he'd own one?
Yeah, you think he'd walk in like, this is my hotel.
Yeah, this is my Motel 6.
We've got Jaeger shots.
No. That night we didn't have one. We had to just get in the van and such.
Did you make money doing all this? Because this sounds like the life.
It was $10 a day.
Wow,
Yeah, but you're getting free drinks and shit.
If you can convince people to buy them for you, yeah.
How many days are you doing it?
3 months, you said?
It was like 3 months, and we only had like 4 or 5 days off in that whole thing.
That's $1,000 for 3 months of work.
Yeah, with a
basically.
lot of beer and stuff.
It's not
the $10
great, but
goes. Yeah, the
it's
$10
doable.
a day goes to like buying food or cigarettes or whatever the hell
Yeah.
you need to buy. And then the next thing I remember is I woke up the next morning. Which here's the miracle of this whole situation: is I woke up without an ounce of a hangover. Which
wow.
I have no idea how that happened.
Sometimes you have those magic nights like that.
And I credit that to one of the few memories I have from that night was talking to some random person and then knowing I had to throw up, and I like booked it to the bathroom, and I had a Three Stooges moment of pushing the toilet stall as hard as I could so I can get in, and it bouncing back and hitting me in the forehead.
Ow.
And that jolting me back until I hit the back of my head on the stall. Like I just kept like bouncing around the stall until I finally fell on my knees and proceeded to throw up. And I threw up just the perfect example of the color black because I had just been drinking Guinness and Jaeger bombs all night.
Oh Jesus!
And that's one of the few memories I have, and I credit that to not having the hangover. I think I got it all out of my system.
Right.
But it was kind of beautiful because I woke up in driving through the Canadian wilderness without an ounce of a hangover, and one of the first things I see in like 5 minutes is a black, green-eyed wolf just like standing in the snow. And I was like, oh, this is a very beautiful moment right now.
That's the spirit blessing you for your vision quest.
Yeah.
I
You
wanna-
went through your vision quest, and that's who you see at the end.
For just one time, I would take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin reaching for the Beaufort Sea, tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make a Northwest Passage to the sea.
Another good time is border crossings. Border crossings with people that smell like weed.
Right.
I've probably been arrested for things in the past.
Border patrol is terrifying. Like I
Well, them frogs always seem to, in Canada, they always seem to want to give you a hard time. They always used to try to give me a hard time.
okay, you reminded me of this. I was really excited to go to Quebec. I just kind of always wanted to go there, and there was I don't remember why it was. But I went to Quebec and I was really excited to be there. But it was also the day when all those protests. Where it was like a lot of protests happening that day that were like really big.
About what?
I don't remember. I remember someone telling me, but it was like a kind of a long time ago, and
Yeah.
Was it a Canadian thing?
it was I think it was like a specifically like French Canadian like all these protests were going on. I think it was something about like education reform or something like that.
The price of fur.
That. Or,
I don't know what they do there.
and it was
Just assume they're all fur trappers.
Pat Patterson in the Hall of Fame thing. Or something?
Yep.
and it was a bummer because I really wanted to run around Quebec and see things, but you literally couldn't go anywhere because there was protests everywhere. And then like police blockades everywhere, so you were just kind of stuck in this like 1 block radius around the venue. And that's another thing that comes from being on tour is you get to go to a lot of places.
Yeah.
A lot of places you really wanted to go, but you can't like experience them at all because you have to be in a certain area at a certain time for a certain amount of time and stuff. And everyone was like having like a nice time or whatever. We would always sleep at the place that we were at. So then the whole next day was spent driving to the next city. And so it was kind of a bummer that you never have time to like experience the places you've always wanted to go to.
You ever see Hard Day's Night with the Beatles? Remember the old man says about traveling? He's like, so far I've seen a room and another room and the inside of a theater and a train and a room.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's pretty much that. Like you get to go like to cities that you've kind of like dreamed about going to, and all you've seen of that city is the inside of a room and like a parking lot.
Here I am. I'll run again.
There is an interesting place in Texas. It's when you're driving from like Houston to Dallas. I think it's between Houston and Dallas. There's this long stretch of highway that it feels like you're on another planet because there's literally nothing alive.
Yeah.
For like a few hours. We were driving through this, and like the one thing I saw was one tree. And it was dead. Like that's all you see. You don't even see any roadkill. It's a really intense like alien planet to be on because it's just blindingly hot.
Maybe this is the famous Death Valley, Texas, that the Undertaker was built from.
Could be.
But it's like you've been to what, like 48 states or something, in every province of Canada.
Yeah, the only states I haven't been to is Florida and Alaska.
Well, you're lucky.
You make me want to go there really bad.
Because that Alaska's a dump.
And then I haven't been to like one province
Probably
of Canada, which is
Newfoundland or something. They found
it was that and those two that I haven't been to too.
Well, no, it's the same province.
Well,
Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, I can't be smart all the time.
What was the one with the Yukon territories? Is that a province or is
No,
that
it's
just
a
a territory?
territory,
Have you
yeah.
been to that, the Yukon?
No, the giant emptiness up north.
Yeah,
I would like to,
Nunavut.
but no.
Have you been to Nunavut?
Yeah, have you been to none of it?
No.
Yeah, you've been to none of it, have you?
I'm not having none of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if there's one thing you should do when it comes to Canada, is just drive through Canada. Because
That's where they make Caillou.
It's basically Jurassic Park. Like, you'll see every sort of giant animal and almost get killed by
I've
it.
always seen lots of geese when I've been there. Lots of geese and lots of strippers, but that was the part I was at. You went to Montreal, right?
Yeah. I think
You go to the strip club?
No, I've never been to a strip club.
Oh, these are the best ones. They will spoil you on every other strip club. Private dances was $10 Canadian, and that's back when that was like $8 or something. It was good shit. We used to go up there all the time. I loved it.
What's your favorite province?
Probably Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
Is that a province?
I don't know.
I'm a New Brunswick guy.
New Brunswick? Okay.
I've never been to Canada. I want to go.
Neither have I.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
if there's any city to start with, because it's the closest, like it's Vancouver.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because Vancouver, I don't know, Vancouver reminded me a lot of like Gotham City or something. It was just, it's a very big city.
Yeah.
And-
Hollywood North.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they make all the TV and stuff up there now.
That's where they used to shoot all the X-Files episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
And they would claim that they were in Georgia, and I'm like, Georgia does not have gigantic mountains like that.
It's also fun to experience.
Don't talk poo about Brasstown Bald.
Yeah, or Blood Mountain.
It's also fun to experience the fact that in Canada,
I've hiked up Blood
it's
Mountain.
Like,
Me too.
it's like one of two things. You're either going to meet a really nice Canadian, or you're going to meet a really drunk Canadian who's still pretty nice, but he's just very drunk.
Yeah.
So how many tours have you gone on? Is that the only tour you ever roadied on, or is there?
There was that, and then there's like a few small ones of just like a week or 2 weeks or something.
What was
like
your
that.
what was your standard night? Like, what were your jobs and stuff like that?
Sit behind the merch table, look, try and get people to buy merch.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have to like set up mics and.
I would
guitar
do that.
checks.
Like no, I didn't do anything like that. Yeah, but I would like help set up Like bring in the equipment, bring
yeah.
in the merch, set up the merch table, and at the end of the night, like help put the equipment and merch back in the trailer.
Yeah.
This sounds like the shit. You get paid for that?
Yeah,
$10 a day.
$10 a day.
Is there a lot of women involved?
Well, you know, it's music, so
I'm thinking about this for a career. I want to find out.
it's music, so yes. But when you're the roadie, no.
Yeah, but even if I was the roadie,
No, the roadies don't get no love.
but I've got so much charm.
You do, and you'd sell a lot of merch.
Do I get a cut of this shit?
No.
And the band goes out there and they pretend to play their do-da-do stuff, and it's like, look at me. I can be the bass player.
It's not the Police.
Play the triangle. And they get all the love. When a hardworking man selling souvenirs is not going to get the roadies, the groupies. That's all I want to say to you. Only Sting could make the lyrics do-do-do, da-da-da sound really fucking pretentious. This Broadway play closed, though. Who'd have thought that?
Another good thing that you get to see a lot is the most intense roadkill. And it's...
I've seen some possum roadkill that was nightmarish.
What about moose?
My favorite roadkill was when I was
Let's count them down. Number 5.
Oh, yeah, here's my top. Here's my top.
From the home office in Butte, Montana. Number 5.
We'll start with... We'll just do 3. Top 3.
Number 3.
Number 3. Driving up to Portland. We didn't see it happen. We just saw the aftermath. And someone had, like, it must have been like a big rig that hit like a pretty big sized buck. Because when you came around the corner and all you saw was the asphalt was completely red. There's some guts here and there. And the only way you knew it was a buck is there was a single antler like in the middle of the road. Like, that's what it was. There we go. We got that.
That's number 3.
Number two was
Number 1 is.
number 2
Fucking
was
hippopotamus.
it was sad because I witnessed it, but it was insane. And it was driving down the highway and like we saw the animal get hit like coming towards us on the other side, and it was a raccoon, and it got hit like on its thigh, like right on the bumper, and it proceeded to stop being a raccoon and become a frisbee, like a discus, because like all its limbs and tail went completely out to its sides, and it just it lifted, like it was spinning so fast it looked like it was just gaining lift.
When Mario gets the raccoon stuff and he flies.
Yeah, it became a tanuki, and it just floated away. But number 1,
But it just floated away,
Wait,
right?
did it hit
I didn't see what happened to it. It kind of
Okay,
just like
all
flew.
That makes it less horrible.
And then number 1, is
Number one.
it wasn't even on tour. It was when I was going to Texas, where this whole story begins. And I took a train to Texas, and we were going through Mexico territory, and I just heard a very loud like bang, and I looked out the window to see it was its head, neck, like half of its right chest, and its right leg of a deer, just flying through the air like just a shooting star.
Blood and guts.
It was just blood instead of stardust, and it just like was perfectly flying. And it was a beautiful sight. I'll say that.
What about the bird?
Well, the bird wasn't on the road at all.
I know, but you were talking about that shit last night. You have an amazing collection of bird stories. Then I wanted to go back.
Gruesome animals.
I know.
Yes.
Okay, I'm more than happy to tell the bird stories. We'll start with the
Number
first one.
3.
Number 3.
There's only 2 really good bird deaths.
Yeah.
So number 2.
Number
2. I was driving, and a bird like flew out of the bushes in front of my van, and it got sucked underneath the van. And I was like, "Oh no!" And I looked in the rearview mirror, and I saw it like tumbling on the ground behind my van. And it stood up like just in time, like, "Oh, that was great!" And then got ran over by a car behind me. And it was just, I've never experienced like that in my life of just going through like terror, like, "No, I killed a bird," and then relief, like, "Oh," like, it's like sadness, like, "Oh, I killed a bird," and then relief, like, "The bird's fine," and then terror, watching the tire just take it down, and then just
roller coaster.
yeah, and then just
ride.
sadness. It was just, it was I was tired. After
Number
that.
one.
Number one. The pigeon that made me feel bad for all living things. I was standing. It was in L.A. and I was standing on a street corner and I was smoking a cigarette and drinking a Slurpee. And I looked across the
What
street.
kind of
Innocent
Slurpee?
start to the
Cherry
day.
Slurpee. There's no other kind.
Fuck yeah.
And I looked across the street on the opposite street corner, and there was like a small little gray pigeon just standing on the street corner, just like minding his own business. And like a bus was coming up, and it was like slowing to a stop because it was going to pick up some people. And like the pigeon looked at the bus, and then looked back at me, and just hopped off the curb, and just sat there as the bus tire really slowly started coming towards it. And I know it was a suicide because it didn't fight at all. Just the tire made contact with it very slow, like as slow as the tire can go. And you just see the pigeon just staring directly at me, slowly just leaning over. And the tire's just kind of going on him.
Crushing it.
And just slowly crushing him. He's not fighting. And then just, pah, no more pigeon.
And he popped.
He just popped.
He burst.
He burst.
And he later became the mayor.
He became the mayor.
And it was just a moment of, like, I had to just, I chain smoked for like a day of like, I witnessed this poor pigeon who just is giving up on
maybe
everything.
He was really depressed.
Just think of it like this, like, you know, you're a pigeon, you just want to live your life, you want to eat some seeds, but rats and squirrels are way faster than you, so they get to the seeds first, and so that's a bummer. You want to go through some trash, you know, but the homeless, they're always there first. And you can't sit anywhere for 5 seconds without some fat kid just coming trying to scare you and laughing his little ass off.
Yep, the seagulls are way bigger.
The seagulls are bigger and they just rough you up.
I've seen a
It's a tough
seagull
life.
eating a dead pigeon.
Oh, really?
He probably murdered
And
that
I've
pigeon.
seen a red tail eating a seagull, plucking all the feathers out of it and all that. I've seen some bird gruesomeness myself.
Number 3.
Well, no, actually, those are two good ones. All right, can I tell the worst roadkill? As long as the possum story.
Here's this. I want to talk about roadkill for a while.
Yeah. All right, well, let me just tell you the possum story. This happened to me in Massachusetts.
Okay.
It was near Wollaston Beach. Now, there's a street goes by there, and I drove by one morning. I could see possum roadkill, dead possum. Now, me being a nature lover, a nature tracker and all this, I had to pull over and go out and take a look at the dead possum.
Yeah.
So I did, and I took a look at it, and it didn't look too bad. It was just kind of dead, but it's got its tongue hanging out of its mouth. But then I'll look in the like where I can see where its butt is, and I see something pink, and I think, oh, that's like the guts, because that'll happen with roadkill with all that. And then I'll look back, and I notice some more pink things. And it's the, how with the marsupials, they're like, it's the baby possums.
Oh, God.
And one of them is still twitching.
Oh, Jesus.
And I have never known what to do. I just looked at that and I was like, this has some deeper significance. But I cannot grasp what it is. And here we are like 12 years later and I still don't know what the fuck it all meant. Probably nothing except that life is pointless and brutal.
Way to make our talk about dying things heavy.
Yeah, I know. I made it heavy. And you had the one with half a deer flying through the air.
But it was beautiful. A little rainbow of blood. It was great.
What about you, Pat? Do you have a roadkill?
No roadkill story.
But you grew up in a nice south full of all kinds of animals.
I don't care. It happens, and I don't care to partake.
I don't have any roadkill stories, but there is a man in my hometown named Roadkill.
Is
What
he
does he
Amish?
look like?
Huh? Well, he first of all, his real name is Richard, but he calls himself Richard or Roadkill. And Richard wanders around. He has stringy gray hair. If he wasn't so damn creepy, he'd be kind of fun and endearing. He dispenses cowboy wisdom like, I was born on a screamed-in porch, shit like that. The first time, I think I've told this story before, but the first time I ever saw him was at the Waffle House. He was, the song Don't Come Around Here No More by Tom Petty was playing on the jukebox, and we're standing in line, and he's just looking at us, and he just goes, don't come around here no more. And he starts singing the song and looking straight into my eyes.
I like that video. Because who didn't really want to be eating that Alice girl like Tom Petty was? I'd taken a bite out of her.
Who in the band got into it? Did they stay together as a unit, or was there like an Almost Famous plane crashing down type situation where all the shit just came out at once?
Well, you're stuck in a van with the same 5 guys for most of your day, you're going to learn to hate some people.
Yeah.
You're going to learn to get pretty mad at some people. And fights happen all the time.
There was fights that was blowing up? Anybody blow up?
There was a few nights.
Somebody burst, do you mean?
Somebody burst?
There's a few people who emotionally burst.
Did you hire any whores to flip people over?
No, that was my job.
Were there other annoying roadies beside you?
Yeah.
No, it's just the worst. I was the annoying one.
You were the annoying one?
There's this guy, I've known him for years. He was a pretty good friend of mine. He had a lot of good times with me, but he also had a lot of bad times. We also had some falling out, but we remained friends through and through. But his name's Butt Rock Brett.
Wait, Butt Rock Brett?
Yeah.
You know he lives in this building. He lives in Disgraceland.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one you can hear running his buzzsaw outside doing some construction.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait, you know Butt Rock Brett?
There he is.
Dude, hold on.
Brett! Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys?
Butt Rock Brett, everybody.
Rock Brett here.
Brett, will you stop running your buzzsaw out there? What the hell are you making outside?
Yeah, I want to run that thing, dude. I'm just running. I put some tape on the trigger.
Are you roadieing for Jackal or some shit? So you just want to turn on some power tools or something?
Let's get down with the sickness. Butt Rock Brett.
Well, it's good to see you again, Brett.
What's up, dude?
So you guys were on tour together for a long time.
Yeah, man. We ran those roads.
What band did you go for? Doobie Brothers, some Grassroots? What was it?
That's Grandpa Rock, dude. I don't roll with that. I was a roadie for Puddle of Mud. That was the one I really enjoyed the most.
POM.
Is that a band?
Puddle of Mud, dude. Don't you know?
No, I don't. I
hates
thought it's some
me.
shit that I drive over when it's raining, if you will.
Where are you from, dude?
I'm from the fourth dimension.
You don't know Puddle of Mud?
No, I don't know Puddle of Mud. Is that a band?
It's a band. We met
Yeah.
at the end of that.
At
at
the
that
end
tour.
of the Puddle of Mud. So you guys
Yeah.
were the roadies for Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, Puddle of Mud, Mud Vein.
Mud. Is that one of their albums or is that another band?
No, they were the supporting act.
All
They
the
were-
mud bands.
So was this like a mud themed like tour or some shit like Woodstock? Or
Yeah.
something?
Mud. What are you talking about, Mud Honey? That's hipster rock.
Mud Crutch.
Look, that guy over there, that guy right there that's cowering in fear with the glasses, that Weezer-looking dude. He looks like he listens to that crap.
Old Brett here scooped me up when I was hanging out in that van in Austin. Yeah,
He
that
was
tour
the guy that got you back to Austin.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he the guy that shot the guy from Pantera?
No,
No,
dude, don't joke about Dimebag, bro.
it's
Somebody came up to me when Dimebag died. Let me tell you this. This shithead, he was just like, Dimebag's dead. And I'm like, I know, it's the saddest day in the history of rock. And he was like, well, if Dimebag really... I don't believe it because Dimebag could have deflected those bullets with his pinch harmonics. I'm like, bro, that's not cool.
It doesn't work either. If somebody shoots a gun at you and you try to play the needle and the spoon, it will not deflect the bullets.
Almost knocked his ass out. But I was on my shift, so I couldn't. I don't give a shit.
Jesus, Brett. Just calm down. It's okay. You can sit down now.
All right.
That's a
You sit
nice
down.
choker you got there, Brett.
Thanks, man. I'm 1/16 Choctaw. Being 1/16 Choctaw is great. Because, A, you feel part of the lineage of the original people of America. And also, it got me a sick scholarship to trade school. So I get my bounty hunter's permit.
Do you get tax-free cigarettes, too?
Nah, man.
Do you just shoot game randomly?
I don't live on a reservation.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm from Glendale.
Again, I think randomly shooting game and anywhere is kind of a bad
Well, no,
thing.
I heard they'll do that in Montana. You wake up and the Indians have been hunting on your land. No, that's not my opinion, folks. That's just something I heard from a very biased source who lived in Montana.
General Custer.
Yes, this is taking place in the 1800s.
Okay, it was a long time ago. Yeah, I think it was. And I think it also involved the Medicine Lodge dance or something like that.
Good night.
This guy with the mustache looks like my dad.
But yeah, Brett, so what do you guys were on the road together with Puddle of Mud?
You know what really works, man?
What?
Have you ever butt chugged a Four Loko?
I don't think I've ever butt chugged anything. What is a butt chug?
It's where you stick a funnel in your ass and then pour.
Is this some kind of fetish thing?
No, people do it, man. You just drink in backwards.
What the fuck has happened in this country?
Let's go watch Jackass #2. They do that in there.
Yeah. So wait, you said you were a bounty hunter?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Brett went on to the bounty business because he used to take care of business at these venues.
Yeah,
he was
dude.
kind of like a traveling bouncer as well as being a great roadie.
Let me tell you this about my bounty hunter thing, man. Are you messing with my mind, dude?
No, I'm just getting tripped out by the chainsaw.
I'm telling you, man, Jesse James needs his chainsaws properly tuned. Have you ever tried to tune a chainsaw to drop D? It's very difficult.
I read about it in Guitar Players Magazine. Jimmy Page used to use it.
It's great to be here, Matthew.
It's good to see you, Brett. It's really good to see you.
What other bands did y'all work for?
We went on a Disturbed tour.
Yeah, man.
That was an interesting one.
That ruled. Because nobody gets down with the sickness like Butt Rock, Brett. We had a gig in Omaha. Coal Chamber. They're opening for Coal Chamber. And there was I set up like
Cold Chamber?
Cold Chamber.
Are there all their songs are like refrigeration based?
Yeah, are they?
Coal.
Oh,
Chamber.
So all they're
Oh, so
Bro.
they're like about
so
steam
they're all
engines
like
and shit.
anthracite based.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Bituminous.
Yeah.
That's the name of the album.
And
Bituminous.
Like
I
2
set
minutes
up-
and you get a free popsicle.
I set up a bass rig in record time because I'm a pro. And I went into that green room. And there was a bottle. There was a bottle of Papa vodka right there. And I drank that thing down in one gulp. And I slammed that plastic bottle and I said, who wants to get down with the sickness? And the lead singer was like, that'd make a good song. And I was like, yeah. Butt Rock's passed out.
Yeah, he does that. Just leave him there.
Well, he lives here. We'll just put him in the hallway and lock the door.
Okay.
Put him out on the sawmill or something. Tie him up and put him on the sawmill like like an old silent movie.
Because he came in and I was like, dude, that's the guy that was passed out underneath neighbor Frank's truck
Oh, yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
And he used to like,
And he was wearing like these ridiculous Joe Boxer boxers, but his like Jinkos were like across the lawn, and it was really, really weird.
He had the choker though.
Yeah, he did have the choker.
looks good.
Yeah, it does.
he's magical, man. He used to pass out. Like we would be in Alabama or something like that, and he would pass out there, and we'd lose him. And
Really?
and we'd go to the next gig in like New York, and he was already there waiting for us. It was. I don't know how he did it. I never knew how he did it because there was multiple times he forgot his wallet in the bus.
Yeah.
And he just somehow was there. I don't know how he did it.
Matthew, where can people find you on the internet, sir?
I still haven't figured out how Facebook actually properly works. How it usually goes is I log in.
People's aunts and great aunts can figure it out.
I can't.
Yeah.
I usually
Matthew
log
can't.
in. I add people that I know that have like sent me friend requests, and then I kind of yell for about 5 minutes. I can't figure out what exactly is happening.
Okay. You're not on Twitter?
You're not on Twitter.
No,
Instagram?
I guess I have an Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah,
What
there
is
we
that?
go.
It's just Matt E. Curti, and it's just CURTI.
CURTI.
What do you do photographs of?
You can find pictures of Butt Rock Brett on there. I love taking pictures of him.
Really?
A lot of dead birds, I imagine. Roadkill.
There is dead fish.
Oh, perfect.
At the store? Or
Yeah,
just
I like going to like Walmart inside that and just looking at the dead fish floating in the tanks.
You can go to the Chinese thing and get like the live fish and all that.
Yeah, but it's just
the pet section of Walmart.
Yeah,
I thought
like-
you
like-
meant in like the case, like the seafood case.
You can find us online, Facebook.com/thegoodspod.
Do you have a Friendster, Matthew?
/thegoodspod.
A Zanga?
You can find me mostly
Live
outside
journal.
of open mics. or
to some-
co-hosting the Grand View.
Oh, yes. The Grand
Oh, that's right. You're the host of the Grandview. So, hey, if you live in Los Angeles and you want to give stand-up comedy a try,
Or music. There's
or
music
music,
there, too.
yeah, come to Grandview Open Mic.
And
Or
if
you
you-
want to just say hi to me because I'm always there.
Yeah.
Or
and
if you
I'm
want to
always
listen,
sexy.
to Camacho.
Oh, Camacho's
Camacho,
the
I
best.
love
Camacho's
Camacho.
great.
Sometimes we sing together in Spanish. Ladies, come see that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come see Matthew there. Yeah, check us out. Facebook.com/thegoodspod. Twitter.com/thegoodspod. Every episode ever. YouTube.com/thegoodspod. And like I mentioned on the last episode, I'm going to be hosting the 280 Boogie this year in Waverly, Alabama, April 18th. So here's another one of the headliners. This is the Pine Hill Haints, and the song is called Whiskey Broke My Fall.
On my knees in the pouring rain, I stagger, searching for the love you threw away. But something tells me down here I can't find it. And this cold and wet ditch will be my grave. I thought that I could stand up straight, true love could never fall. Until the night you broke my heart and the whiskey broke my fall. Well, I kicked and punched, they drugged me through the doorway. Like broken glass on a dark and dirty floor. True love can never be bought nor purchased. Oh, I never should trust in the liquor store. I thought that I could stand up straight, true love can never fall. Until the night you broke my heart and the whiskey broke my fall. Outside the moon is aglow in silver. The wind is moaning down through the whispering pine. 18 wheels go screaming down Highway 69. Alone and shivering, I clutch my knife. I thought that I could stand up straight, true love that never fall. Until the night you broke my heart and the whiskey broke my fall. I thought that I could stand up straight, true love that never fall. Until the night you broke my heart and the whiskey broke my fall.
The Goods from the Woods is mixed and edited by me, Rivers Langley, and distributed by Westcast Network. Our theme song is composed by DJ Smiles. You can find him online at djsmiles.net.